Hello everyone. So, as you're probably all aware, set 4 has just been released, and today I want to go through some of my favourite powerful units from set 4. So we're going to be looking at like raw damage, removal, all that general lark, what can basically help you win the games. So for this video I'm going to be showing you my top 10 personal favourites, as well as a sneaky little bonus towards the end as well, so stay around for that one. And also a quick note, we're not going to be looking at the play cost of the cards. So just remove the play cost out of the equation. We're basically looking for like raw power and abilities and stuff like that. So let's go on with the show. First card in question, at the bottom of my favourite lists, we have got a uncommon unit called the Shadow Charger. So basically it's a 500 attack power unit, so it's quite high as it is, but it's got the link ability, which basically means if you've got two units out with the same name, then they both have an effect which is described in the red box. So for example, if you've got two Shadow Charger units out into play, this unit will become 700 attack, as well as the other unit as well. So you will have two 700 attack power units on the board. The HP is a little bit low, but you know, their attack power kind of makes up for that. In 8th place, 9th place should I say, is Regis Dimension Breaker. Now this is a collaboration card from Astron Cross. So this is actually a character from his game reimagined in my art style. So he's a 600 unit, human unit, so that's quite high for a standard unit. And when he enters, it says you may move another unit you currently have in play to another terrain you own. It can still attack this turn. So if you've got a unit in play, and then you've since then played a terrain card what can buff any types of unit, you can basically you can choose to move a unit onto that terrain card, which will benefit that unit. So this one's only low down on my personal favourite list because of its abilities to return cards. So although it doesn't deal a massive amount of damage, obviously it's a 600 attack power hitter, so it is quite high, but basically if you roll anything other than a 1, this unit will basically give you something really useful in return. So for example, a 2 to a 3, you get to draw a card. That's 1 in 3 chance basically. On a 4, you get to retract an enemy unit from battle. Now this is always a good thing, because if an enemy unit gets retracted, they contribute 0 damage to the damage pool. So that can really basically help you win a battle. 5, return a unit back to that player's hand. So again, this is pretty much the same as number 4, only better because it goes back to the player's hand. Whereas the number 3 keeps it in play, so they will both do the same thing and cause the enemy unit to contribute 0 damage. Again, that can change the tides of battle. And then number 6, return a card from your discard pile to your hand. A little bit different, but if you've lost a powerful unit or a good card, you can basically get it back with by rolling a 6. Next up is another collaborational card, which is Taharu. Now, before set 4, we got set 3, which basically focused on dragons and humans. Humans have also basically made an appearance in every single set. So although this card won't do much towards like the new archetypes, the nymphs and butterflies and that, this unit has an ability where you can pay 3 red elements in once a turn to basically destroy any dragon unit in play, or deal 500 damage to any human unit currently in play. That 500 damage to a unit is basically any common or uncommon units. In some rare instances, it can get some rare cards as well. On top of that, it's a 700 attack power monster, so you know that is some serious damage for a 5 cost at least. 1 in 3 chance to miss, however, 1 in 3 chance just for a regular hit, and then a 1 in 3 chance for your opponent to discard a card whenever this unit rolls a 5 or a 6 in play. So again, quite a powerful unit with the ability to deal additional damage. If your opponent has got a pretty powerful human unit growing on the field, at least he can throw you can use the 3 red elements to deal the 500 damage, and then attack it again with the follow-up of the 700 damage, the battle damage. So that's definitely one to keep an eye out for. Morgana, another collaborational card from Ether Games, Astronomica. Now, this is only a 500-400 units, so it's not, you know, its attack is about, oh, it's alright, but its HP is starting to drop a little bit. Now, why have I chosen this one over a card that I've just thrown, something that can potentially deal 1200 damage to a unit? So, look at the red box on the screen. Whenever she defends, basically you get to roll a die, and one of 2 things will happen every single battle. So once you declare her as a defender, if you roll odds, all your units gain 200 HP this battle. If you roll evens, all those units gain 200 attack instead. If you've got 5 units out in play, that's 1000 damage, or 1000 HP, what your opponent has to muster through to be able to do anything. And then obviously on a 2 you get to draw a card, and then on a 6 Morgana gains 100 attack power. So you're getting a 600 attack power if you're lucky enough to roll a 6. Obviously this card we're going to be focusing on the red box. That is basically your big defender. Definitely a card to look out for. You know, that extra 1000 just to try and conjure up 1000 damage to break through the defences is quite a feat in itself, especially early game. Moving on. What are we on here? Number 5? We have got Mr. Rainus. Ooh, so you're wondering why he's not at the top of the list. Well, we do have some really powerful units to come, but I kind of felt like he deserves halfway through the top 10. So, for full cost, you're getting a 600 units. That's already quite reasonably high. And then basically, whenever you choose to declare him as an attacker, you get to roll a die. If you get an even number, he gains an additional 200 attack power, making him 800 attack. Then looking at his battle rolls, you've got number 3, draw a card. Number 4, your opponent cannot use battle cards in the battle phase. Number 5, the unit gets 200 HP. So if you happen to roll an even on the red ability and then a 5, this unit becomes 800, which is quite menacing. And then on a 6, you get to destroy a unit with a play cost of 2 or less. So basically, any straggling units you've got, he can just instantly kill them off. Definitely one to look out for. Once again, pretty much all the units in this list are cards you want to look out for. But yeah, keep an eye for that one. Then we're moving on to Holy Ground, a wonder card. So basically, it says when a rare unit of yours is destroyed, you may destroy the wonder and search your deck for another unit with up to the same play cost and play it for free. Then remove this card from the game. So pretty self-explanatory really. If you lose a high cost unit, you can sacrifice Holy Ground and search your deck for any of up to the same cost, and then play it for free. It's a very powerful card, very powerful indeed, and it's very easy to play as well. Then we're moving on to number 6, 7, 8, 9, no, number 7 next. This is where things are getting really powerful now. So number 7. Hanukkah's Rage. Now this is a rare action card. A little bit expensive, but we're not looking at the price. Deal 800 damage divided over any number of enemy units in play. For each unit destroyed by this action, draw a card. So, your opponent, if you manage to muster this up even as soon as you're able to play it, you can kill off, at least 2 or 3 minimum with this card. You're going to be drawing 2 to 3 cards. If you're playing against a deck which has got extremely low HP units in there, such as the butterflies or Krillisians in the past, you know, you're looking at more. So not only are you basically wiping the enemy units out of play, but you're going to be getting that precious card draw as well, which is always something to look forward to in the game. Then, moving on to number 8, is Alto the Beginning. Now, Alto hasn't had a rerun since set 1. So, it's a 5 cost, and it's already got a staggering 700 HP, and then 700 attack and 600 HP. It's got the ambush ability, which means you can play it during the battle phase, and then when it enters, you get to choose an enemy unit. It cannot be used in battle this turn. If it is already chosen, retracts it from battle. So you kind of want to combine these two abilities together. You want to, especially when you're defending, let's say your opponent has just lobbed and decided to attack with a powerful unit. You can ambush in also, retract it from battle. That enemy unit will contribute 0 damage, and then if auto hits, there's a very good chance he's going to kill it off because he's already got 700 attack power. And then to boot, the abilities 4 to 5 deal an extra 400 damage to a unit in play. So already that's what, 1100 damage to a unit if you combine the two values together. And then his 6 is basically the big cheese, which is destroy all non-black units not in battle this turn. So if your opponent isn't playing black, then even better, that's basically a board wipe, judging that they've not entered battle. So that's a very, very good card, a very powerful card at that, and it will be sure to hopefully bring a bit of chaos to the battlefield. Then we're moving on to number 9, so we're in the top 2 now. Number 9 is Angel of Burden, royalty rare, very expensive unit, but again we're not looking at that. 800 attack, 800 HP. Very high numbers indeed. And then you can, basically its red ability says you can pay 1000 HP off your core to deal 500 damage to a unit and 500 damage to a core. So you're kind of losing 1000 HP to split and deal damage to the opponent. Now that gets even better the more we read down. So on a 3, the unit, this turn a unit cannot be targeted by battle cards. So it kind of puts out a little bit of a protection over the angel. Then on a 4, prevent 500 damage to any one unit in battle. So again, if you ever seen the Angel of Purity from set 1, this is kind of like an enhanced version of that. So preventing the 500 damage kind of increases, you could technically say it increases their HP by 500, but it'll just mitigate that damage dealt to a unit. Number 5, this unit has a base attack and HP of 1000. So this will alter the base cost. 1000, 1000. The Angel of Purity does pretty much the exact same thing when it rolls a 6. So it's quite nice to see these little elements kind of like rerunning through the game. And then on a 6, this is the bit which you want to read. Activate this card's red ability above for free. So you could have used that ability once per turn because that is an activated ability when you pay the 1000 HP. However, on a 6, that's a triggered ability. So if you're lucky enough to roll the 6 and you've already paid the 1000 HP, you're going to be dealing 1000 damage and to both, well, 2 lots of 500 damage to units and then 1000 damage total to the enemy core. If the opponent's got no defenders and this goes straight through, you're looking at 1800 damage directly to the enemy core. Playing a game of half HP, that is a lot of HP, that is about a third of a player's health. So definitely powerful card. And to make me a little bit jealous, Chaos Galaxy pulled the Glare version of this, which is a 1 in 100 chance practically to find the Glare version of this, so congrats to that. Finally, before we get to number 1, we are going to be revealing the special shoutout card, which is Frogbomb. So Frogbomb, it's kind of like well, it's not exactly a joke card, but it's one really what I wanted to throw into the game. It's a 1-cost unit, 400 attack power and 100 HP. If you destroy this unit, you get to deal 200 damage to any one target, including the enemy core. Then on a 6, it deals an additional 100 damage to the target. What I want to see at some point in this game's history is for a player to be killed off by the red ability on this unit. If you've ever got your ability down to 200 or less HP, I know it's going to be hard, but if anybody ever gets to kill their opponent with a Frogbomb, I will literally buy them a golden booster pack off a Game Crafter. Because that would be an insane watch. So moving back on to number 1, the all-time powerful unit of set 4, what basically you should be looking for, trying to aim and target this unit in the game, is Tiana the Princess. Now this is Rainus' wife. She's obviously more powerful than Rainus for some odd reason, but she has a 600 attack and a 700 HP unit, so she's going to be quite tricky to get out of play. Then the Enter ability. This is where it starts getting a bit crazy. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put 2 of them into your hand and put the rest back into your deck, and then shuffle it. So you get to basically check the top 4 cards of your deck and take 2 of them and then shuffle. Obviously if your game is focused on something distinctive, it will obviously help you draw into that. It gets even better though, because when she misses on a 1 you get to draw a card, so instant there, the card draw mechanic is right there at your feet. Then 2, recover 200 HP to your core, nice little bit of health gain. Then 3, deal 200 damage to all enemy units in play. You know, it might not kill much, but you know it's there, and it's the extra 200 damage that can help you kill an enemy unit during battle. Hit number 4, hit, deal 500 damage to any 1 unit in play. Now this is getting a bit more serious. 500 damage can kill a weakling off. It can also help if you combine this damage with your attack damage in battle. That's 1100 damage. A 5, retract any 1 unit from battle this turn. So we've had this before. If an enemy unit gets retracted, it contributes no damage to the battle. And then finally, number 6 is basically the one you want to aim for. Hit and draw 5 cards. If you've already entered Tiana, that's 4 cards you get to look at. But number 6 lets you actually draw the top 5 cards. If you can keep rolling a 6, you're going to win the game. Judging you've got the cards in your deck left to do so. 5 card draw is insane. We've never had a card what lets you draw this many cards from itself before in the game. So definitely, if you can get the glare version of this, that's even better because it's a beautiful glare. In fact, pretty much all the cards we've just seen now, the glares have been absolutely amazing. We've got a 2-point glare, a 2-tone glare on the Angel of Purity. The Hanukkah's Rage, which very similarly done with the Ulcer, has got the glare behind some transparency, so it looks absolutely amazing. The Alto as well, the Alto, it just looks really nice, so definitely keep an eye out for them glare cards as well. And don't forget, the glare cards have got the same pull chance as each other, so it's not going to be harder to pull a glare Angel of Purity over a glare Shadow Shielder, for example. Anyway, if you didn't know that, that's a juicy bit of information. It just kind of keeps the game a bit fair, especially with it being a HTCG, when pulling cards what you want and what you don't want. But yeah, which was your favourite? Have you got a you can go onto the Wrath of Khorne's database now. Go onto wrathofkhorne.com and you can go onto the database. You can see all the set 4 cards. In fact, you can see every single card in the game on the database. Which is your favourite? Have you got a favourite which is basically over all 4 sets? You know, for example, Crystal Golem. And then I'm hoping to do another video as well, which is the top 10 supportive characters in set 4 as well. So that will be coming hopefully next week, if not the week after. But anyway guys, this video is getting long enough anyway. I don't realise how long these videos get sometimes. So thanks very much for watching, and be sure to comment your favourite card down below. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Toodle-oo.